there is a third way of placing these images in here, and that is to use the original image, whatever size it is, and cropping it out, or actually masking it out. So if I'm going to move this image right here, move it over into the scratch space so that I could bring in another picture just like this. So File, File, Place, and I'll select the one that I changed. I didn't resize it. The original one that I had, that is just 150 ppi. Select that and place that in there. So notice that this one is a little bit big, right? So if I stick that in there and then try to resize this thing, Shift, and then get it to that point. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Control Z, Edit, Undo Scale. Let's just say that I got it close enough to the size that I want. Okay, but I just wanted a certain area of this photograph. I don't know why, just say that I did. Okay, so let's zoom in a little bit. So get this thing so that it moves over, so I have like the columns as the sides, and there it is. Okay. So what I'm going to do is to draw a rectangle around the place that I want. So from the intersection, I'm going to select right there, and I'm just going to put the fill to black so I can see this thing. Alright, and deselect, so I have this image right there with this black fill on there. So if I select this thing as well as this, the picture, and right click, you could say make clipping mask, and what that does is a way to crop out your picture so that whatever picture that you have, you retain its image. You don't have to crop it out in Photoshop. You don't have to resize it in Photoshop. It's just right there. Okay, so that's another way of putting and resizing the image in your artboard. So if you wanted, you could select that image again, right click, and it says release clipping mask. What that'll do is to bring the image back what it was. So you could always redo this thing. But you should be able to, now I have to redo that again. You should be able to do this with any shape that you want. So if I use the ellipse tool, and I just wanted this part, you don't have to put in the fill. I just want to see where it is. If I don't want to see where it is, I'm just going to say none, and so now I could just kind of take this thing and get it to where I want it, and then I could select both of these objects. Select both of these objects, and then say clipping mask, and it's just going to take that area. So it could be any shape that you want. Alright, Control Z. But what I want to do is to save that original shape, or I'm sorry, save that rectangle as my clipping area. And so I will go ahead and make clipping mask of that. And this is, if I'm happy with this, that's what I'm going to keep. Alright.